What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable.
Hey guys, Society Reviews here, my review of the film The American Society of Magical Negroes. We live in a world where Hollywood can't seem to figure out why people aren't going to the movie theaters anymore. Maybe the problem lies in the fact that Hollywood is continually pumping out nauseating left-wing progressive lectures thinly disguised as entertainment. No better example of this than the latest film from Focus Pictures, The American Society of Magical Negroes. The magical Negro stereotype has been complained about in movies for quite some time. The magical Negro is a supporting black character in a film who usually comes to the aid of the white protagonist. The term was crafted by notorious race hustler Spike Lee, who was bothered by the on-screen race relations between black people and white people in movies. What if we were able to create a movie about a group of black people who have to go around and keep white people comfortable for their own safety? This is the premise of the movie. The film stars Justice Smith as Aaron, who is the textbook definition of a beta male. Aaron is a failed artist who tries to hawk off his abstract art that nobody understands, even less people want to buy. Because Aaron is so good at being a walking doormat to anyone who comes within a 5-foot radius of him, he is recruited by a man named Roger, played by David Alan Grier, to become a member of the Magical Society of Negroes. Because keeping white people comfortable is the only way to keep them from killing black people, Aaron is so good at this, he's actually joined their ranks, and he's assigned to an ad agency executive to keep him comfortable as his white tears show emotional distress. That's not a joke, that is the actual plot of this movie. Along the way, Aaron falls in love with a girl who works at the same agency, however he's not allowed to be romantically involved with her. As a magical Negro, he must put the feelings of the white man first. The American Society of Magical Negroes is probably the most racist film to come out in the last several years, but still its biggest sin is being one of the most boring movies in the last several years, one of the worst actors in Hollywood given the responsibility to lead this movie. Justice Smith, who's Hollywood's go-to actor whenever they need someone black, effeminate, and cries a lot, is tasked with leading this abomination of a comedy that is thinly disguised as a satire. If you've seen Justice Smith in one movie, you've seen all his performances. Justice is the equivalent of a mediocre white woman whose favorite hobby is watching Netflix, and this film decides to use him to not only carry this film for nearly 2 hours, but then proceeds to use him as the voice of black oppression in America. Kobe LeBee, who is known for his work in, and when you realize that Justice Smith is not only a dead ringer for Kobe, but Smith is Kobe's way of inserting himself into the movie, you quickly realize that the reason why this film is so boring and tasteless is because the writer and director of this film has about as much charisma as a fork sticking out of a broken socket. Kobe essentially forces the audience to sit down and watch a movie about him. Just like every other Daily Show clone that uses white guilt to continue to get work in progressive Hollywood, Kobe continued to use the racist narrative that the most dangerous animal in the world is white people. The message of this film is clear. Whenever white people are not comfortable, black people are the ones who are going to die. A message that is so divorced from reality, it would be considered nonsensical even if this film was a fantasy. Magical Negroes is a film that takes the playbook right out of films such as The Blackening, that uses poorly disguised hatred and racism of another race in the realm of comedy, thinking they can fall back on it whenever their satire is called out. Because without racial division between blacks and whites, this story has absolutely nothing to offer. There's no chemistry between the two leads of this movie, as no one believes Justice Smith is heterosexual, let alone can play one on screen. The film has no story to dig into because the forced love triangle of this story is nothing more than a placeholder for our biracial filmmakers' views on race. To make matters worse, the film pulls the same playbook as movies such as Not Okay and Barbie by giving its protagonist a 5-minute long monologue to rant about how much of a victim they are in modern society. The only time the character comes alive is to lecture the audience about the fact that black people in the United States every day live under the guise that white people just want them dead. This, my friends, is projection. Kobe makes it very clear that he hates white people, he hates America, yet somehow he wants you to go out and support this film because you'd be racist not to. The American Society of Magical Negroes is a soulless charisma vacuum of the film that offers nothing but hate in its heart. I give this film a 0 out of 5.
That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.